From unexpected transfers to thrilling headlines, we've got the inside scoop on everything shaking up the sports world. Explore the stories you didn't see coming and discover the truth behind the buzz. Ready to see what everyone's talking about? Number 10. Archie Gray. Moved for £30 million from Leeds United to Tottenham Hotspur. Archie Gray always found it difficult to leave Leeds United, a team that he was really attached to. The adolescent midfielder was the fourth member of the Gray family to don the renowned white shirt, following in the footsteps of his father, grandpa, and great-uncle, who all played for the Yorkshire team. He also came dangerously close to leading Daniel Farke's squad to promotion. Leeds felt they had no choice but to sell their best player when they chose not to. Originally, Brentford made a bid, but Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham team prevailed after an agreement could not be reached. He was named the 2023-24 Championship Young Player of the Season, proving that Spurs had acquired a player capable of anchoring their midfield for many years to come. Number 9. Joshua Zirkzee. Liverpool sold the player to Manchester United for £36.5 million. The first player signed through the INEOS method was Joshua Zirkzee, a Dutch forward who joined Manchester United after weeks of rumors about his future. Danish forward Rasmus Højlund had some problems in his first season, so the former Bayern Munich player took his place at Old Trafford. This is an interesting backup option for United, even though Zirkzee plays a very different style of football than Højlund. Every game, he gives them new lineup choices. For example, he and the Dane can start together in attack. The deal could be very good if Erik ten Hag has a good eye for goals and an artistic touch. Number 8. Louis Gilherme. Tottenham Hotspur paid £25.5 million to get him from Palmeiras. In Palmeiras, Louis Gilherme was part of a famous young offensive trio. He is a player to keep an eye on at West Ham United as he gets used to the speed and energy of the Premier League, along with other young stars like Endrick and Estevão Willian, who were both signed by Real Madrid and Chelsea for huge amounts of money. The teenage star made a name for himself in his home country of Brazil. New Hammers boss Julian Lopetegui might use the long game to slowly bring the forward into the team, since players like Mohamed Kudus and Jared Bowen need to be moved to the wings. As he grows up though, this kid is one to keep an eye on, even if it's not next season. Number 7. Tosin Adarabioyo. He moved from Fulham to Chelsea for free. Deals like this are very important for Enzo Maresca's team, because Chelsea needs to be very careful about financial fair play this summer after breaking the rules in the past. Many of the young players on Chelsea's team have never played in the Premier League before, which is why the Blues added Tosin Adarabioyo to their squad. When it comes to health, Adarabioyo is also a better choice for Chelsea's back-end players. The former Manchester City School graduate who joined for free is a great deal for West London, especially since Manchester United and other teams were said to be interested in him. Number 6. Ian Maatsen. Chelsea paid £37.5 million to get him to Aston Villa. In terms of Chelsea and financial fair play, the next person on this list has made the team £37.5 million in pure profit, which should meet PSR rules. Ian Maatsen did very well while on loan at Borussia Dortmund. The Dutch fullback had a great season, and fans chose him for the Champions League team of the season. The 22-year-old showed that he was a part of the best team, but Dortmund didn't win the league title. These kinds of players were very important for Unai Emery's Aston Villa because they filled in a gap. The club will be back in Europe's top league the following season. Number 5. Omari Hutchinson. Transferred from Chelsea to Ipswich Town in PS £22 million. After Ipswich Town's incredible back-to-back promotions, the first thing on their transfer to-do list was simple: keep hold of Omari Hutchinson. The starlet had shown for them in the championship in the previous year, and keeping together the spine of the team was incredibly important for Kieran McKenna. Given that the Tractor Boys were in League One just 2 seasons ago, if you had told fans then they would be spending PS £22 million on a player a couple of years later, they would think it was unfathomable. But that's what it took to retain their key man, who registered 11 goals and 6 assists in 2023 and 2024. Number 4. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. moved from Leicester City to Chelsea for £30 million. Kieran Dewsbury Hall was another man who did very well in the Championship last year. The Englishman had settled in as a midfielder for the Foxes during their most recent Premier League season and stayed with the team even after they were shockingly dropped to the second level last season. The 25-year-old scored 26 goals in the lead for Chelsea under their new manager Enzo Maresca, helping the team easily get back to the promised land. When Dewsbury Hall's head coach went to London, he quickly followed. This could be bad for players like vice-captain Conor Gallagher. Number 3. Savinho. He was moved from Troyes to Manchester City for £33.7 million. Manchester City's move to get Savinho from Troyes in France was the most talked about move of the summer. The Brazilian player did a great job while on loan at Girona in Spain last season, helping the Catalan team get an unlikely spot in the future Champions League. People in the city jumped at the chance to talk about his future. The City Group owns Troyes. This is what makes the deal so strange. This is the same group that runs the English champs and other teams around the world. Some fans think this deal is unfair because Manchester United couldn't get Jean-Claire Todibo from another club owned by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Maybe he's just being envious because the player will be a great addition to Manchester City. Number 2. Amadou Onana. Cost Leicester City £50 million to get him from Everton. The deal works out perfectly for both Everton and Aston Villa. Everton needs to sell players to keep the club's finances safe, and Aston Villa needs players who can help them in Europe. This Belgian star had done more than enough to show that he was ready for the next step in his career, and his time at Goodison Park was up. Near Villa Park, there are many skilled midfielders, so it will be tough to get a spot. Unai Emery wants to build on what has already been a great 18 months in charge, and the sale of Douglas Luiz to Juventus may give Onana a chance to do so. Villa did a great job of signing the 22-year-old, who could become even better at his new club, since Barcelona and Manchester United were also interested. Number 1. Leny Yoro. Manchester United acquired the player from LOSC Lille for a fee of £52 million. It was the surprise of the summer. Los Blancos had made it quite obvious that they considered the Frenchman to be a part of their future, but they were unwilling to match the asking price that LOSC Lille was requesting, and they desired for the player to have his contract run out. During the course of the movie The Damned United, there is a scene in which Brian Clough's aide informs him that one of their targets is almost certainly going to sign with another club or organization. What this implied was one thing. As of yet, he had not signed. When Manchester United entered into negotiations for Yoro, they did so with the intention of acquiring their player. They were successful in acquiring their man, who has the potential to become the focal point of their next title-winning defense, provided that things go according to the Red Devils fans' expectations. That's a wrap for today's deep dive into the unexpected twists of the sports world. Don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button for more untold stories and behind-the-scenes action. Stay tuned, there's always more to uncover. See you in the next video.